Contestants Pies and lead in this test of water quality.
It could cause you some harm,
But there is no need for alarm.
this device will unveil the mystery.
Hi, I'm Kijung Lee.
And I'm Elijah Paez,
And we're the team The Honorable Chickens.
from Washington High School representing Tacoma Mesa.
But first, before we get to our presentation, I'm sure our judges are very, very thirsty. Now tell me, judges, would you like some water? No, don't drink that. You don't know if it's safe or not. And that's the purpose of our presentation today. Presenting the Wellness of Water Detector.
Abbreviated the WOW detector.
To begin with, in recent times, we believe that awareness of water has not been as high as it should be. And so we wanted to fix that by raising awareness on water. This is done so by using our device to potentially raise local communities' water awareness levels about what it should be. For in local sources of water, such as public water fountains and such, is not as clean as it should be.
Yeah, and we in the news you can hear sometimes that politicians are using infrastructure, especially for water, as a means to gain popularity, because water is an important thing. It's necessary for your health. It's essential for your health.
As such, we believe in our area of Parkland that residents aren't exactly sure of their water quality. Such as I myself, there's this park around our school called Gagne Park, and we're both in track, right? So naturally, as we're running laps around Gagne, we're super thirsty. We go over to drink some water. You'll find about a lap around the park later, we end up puking our guts out. And we found that there was a bunch of rust in the water. So that could have been avoided.
A worst case scenario, back in 2014, news was Flint, Michigan, and what is named now the Flint water crisis. Back in 2014, the water source of Flint, Michigan was moved to Flint River. And here you can see that it's led to pretty severe health issues, including 15 deaths, mental decline, including between 6,000 and 12,000 children is estimated.
So to come up with an idea for possible new solutions, or for previous solutions that have been come up before, there have been
Previous solutions.
such as?
One such solution in the past was the Clean Water Act. As we said, the politicians use this. The Clean Water Act is basically the structure for regulating anything water. But the issue with this is that it's just a set of rules. Nothing can actually prevent infrastructure damage and other variables that people can't predict.
Another solution that we looked into were household water purifiers, which, while they do have their advantages of being able to purify water, we found that they are quite slow to use, they're very unportable, you usually can't take them with you, and they're rather unwieldy to be carrying on your person. So once again, this wouldn't work quite as well.
Another solution are water filtration bottles. The issue with water filtration bottles is that they take time and they're not 100% effective.
Finally, a final solution we looked into were water purification tablets, or iodine tablets. And while these are very useful at killing bacterial contamination and biological infection, these don't do much to cure, say, material contamination such as lead, rust, and various metals. Also, they're one-time use, so you'd have to keep getting more and more.
So our response, using our Team Honorable Chicken's 8-step design process, is the Wellness of Water Detector.
The wow! Yeah. So, in order to be able to fully create the wow, we had to initially go through two different research steps.
Our first one was the public consensus of we wanted to see how people thought of water, or like how they think of water now from various sources, and how confident they were in their answers. So we would like to ask on a you have four options. We're going to name 4 different water sources, and for each water source, tell us if you think it's as pure as it should be, if you're questionable, it's not drinkable, or you have no answer, you don't know. So for outdoor water fountains, such as those found in state parks, raise your hand if you think those are perfectly drinkable. Raise your hand if you think it's iffy and questionable.
It looks about half to all the room.
And not drinkable. And raise your hand if you don't know.
Looks good.
What about school water fountains or indoor water fountains?
How many of y'all would say that's drinkable water? About a third of the room. Looks good.
Who finds it questionable?
Another third of the room.
And not safe to drink?
Yeah. And anyone have no answer? Yeah, about 2 people.
Finally, what about outdoor water bodies such as lakes, creeks, puddles?
How many of y'all think it's safe to drink? All right, you're probably gonna die someday. How about iffy, questionable? You're also probably gonna die someday. Now, how about not safe at all? Congratulations, you're all gonna live. And any of y'all have no answer? All right, looks good.
Oh, and how confident is your answer on a 5-point scale? 5 being like you are 100% confident, you have strong scientific knowledge, or 1 being you have no clue.
So raise your hand for a 1. Raise your hand for 2. Raise your hand for 3. In the middle. Raise your hand for 4. And raise your hand for 5. You're completely sure. And how many of you all say no answer? All right. And next, another survey we took in our schools was the public ability test. The ability for people in our local community to be able to detect what is drinkable water and what is not drinkable water. And this isn't as easy as y'all think it is. So, to begin with is bottle subject number A. How many of you all think that this bottle is innocent and drinkable? All right. How many of y'all think it's not drinkable? All right. So, this water is fresh water. It's pure water. It's drinkable. So, good job on all of you. Next water. Is this water drinkable? Raise your hand for yeah. You go sit with the people who are going to die with one day. Raise your hand for no. Good choice. This is disgusting water. At this point, this water's been sitting in a cabinet for I don't know how long, so don't drink this. How about this water? Is it safe? How many of y'all think it's safe? All right. How many of y'all think it's not safe? Don't do that. Would you like to tell them the answer?
It is not safe.
He's right. This is salt water. It looks just the same as fresh water, but it's salty.
It should be noted that around the room it's pretty much a 50-50 split.
It'll kill you if you drink it. Dehydration. Next, we got this bottle. Bottle number D. Is it drinkable or not drinkable? Raise your hand for drinkable. About half the room. Raise your hand for not drinkable. Once again, about half the room. Surprise, surprise. Distilled water. Pure water. Drinkable water. Next, third to last, we got this bottle of water. Or is it water? Raise your hand for drinkable. All right. About half the room, raise your hand for not drinkable. Ooh, we got a bit more. You see, this time, this water is drinkable. It's just got a bit of food coloring in it. Next, we got good old sedimentary water. Now, is this drinkable or not drinkable? Drinkable? Huh? No one? How about not drinkable? You're all right. This water is not drinkable. It's got lead in it. And last but not least, how many of you, all of you think that this is drinkable? All right, good, good. How about not drinkable? All right. Well, all of those who just said drinkable, you are going to die because this is bleach. Well, not exactly bleach. It's water with traces of bleach in it, but that'll still kill you, and you wouldn't be able to tell.
So with the over 100 people we researched, for the first one, the most common answer for any water source, except for the outdoor water bodies, was that water quality is iffy or questionable, showing that people don't know if it's safe to drink or not. And when we took their confidence into account, we found that 3, which is iffy and questionable, is the most common answer.
Next, we also took a survey on what you just did about if water is drinkable or not drinkable. As you can guess, on the ones that are obviously not drinkable, like good old Death's Destruction 4 Horsemen right here, as everyone got those right pretty much. But on the ones that are clear and not as easily told, such as bottle number C or bottle number E, people are about to split 50-50. So that should teach us something about people being able to guess what type of water is drinkable or not.
So I can't really show all the original concept designs, but all our original ideas had to do with one scientific concept, which was the idea that water in its purest form is not conductive, but it does have a special property that when it has impurities, it becomes more conductive.
So initially, our initial design, we want to focus on getting the tip long enough to get into thin areas. Thus, the little wires you can see at the end, those are what detects conductivity. If this seems familiar, that's because 1, 2, 3%. What? And also, we wanted to make the device light and be able to get into, say, portable areas such as your bag or your pockets or such, and just generally make it accessible to all.
And water that would be clean would light up green, and water that is not good to drink would light up red. And the charger would be held in the end, the gray part right there by the black part, which is the handle, and that handle is the hardware.
Effectively, externally. And so a couple advantages of this design was that it's very quick, it's portable. As soon as you dip it in water, it'll give you like an instant reading, so there's no delay time on that. It's portable, so you can take it with you wherever you want.
And something we wanted to include is simple to use. It's simple science and simple design.
Finally, we want to make it durable and cost efficient, because if you're dunking this thing in all kinds of liquids, who knows what, you want this thing to last a while. And we want to make it cost efficient because if this is a day-to-day product people want to be using, we want to make sure as many people as possible can have it.
And finally, we wanted to include eco-friendliness because in past MESA projects, this is a quality we've included, and we wanted to continue that.
Next. However, after much experimentation, we moved on to our current design, as I'm going to pop out right here. And here we have the modern day 2018 Team Honorable Chicken's official copyrighted wow.
So one of the first things we added when we showed this to people and tested it is a yellow light. Because we have so many different materials in water that are possible, the range can't really be black and white or green and red. There has to be some in between to accommodate for all the different possibilities. And so we added a yellow light.
I'm sorry, I think the WoW itself wants to talk. Well, you see, I'm very glad they decided to put my internal organs inside of me instead of outside, as we moved the power source to be inside instead of outside. thus making it more protected by the hardware.
And then a little detail we added, we considered the average palm size of a human being and made accommodations to the size of the handle, because before the hardware was in the handle, which proved difficult to hold, so we moved it up.
And now I believe that it is time for a demo. Now the judges themselves get to use the WOW. Thank you very much. Just gotta hook this up first. I don't want to be wasting energy. Just waste. And get them out. So all you have to do is plug it in like that. Please. Slap this thread over, and you got yourself a fully functioning WOW. Here you go. Yep, that's what we said when it actually worked.
It took a lot of trial and error to do this because the Arduino uses arbitrary units, which don't apply to standard units of measurement. So we had to see what is considered clean water and measure that.
Also, bit of caution to the judges, you might want to be extremely careful with object number B, because we believe it's turned into a biohazard and a biological weapon. Anyway, would you like to try the WOW? Any one of you?
While they try it out, you guys have reached time. So while you guys let the judges test it out, are there any questions from the audience? We'll take one question. We got to keep on schedule. Yes, gentleman in the back.
So since you're going to be using this to test multiple liquids, how would you clean it so you don't get any impurities with actual clean water that you test?
I'm sorry, excuse me?
So since you're going to be using this device to test multiple liquids, how do you clean it afterwards so you don't get impurities with your system?
So the question is, how do we clean the device after we use it, right?
Yeah, correct.
So pretty much it's actually very simple to clean, because that's the purpose of us moving the hardware to the inside, so that the only part that actually does come into contact with the liquid is the very tips, and those tips can be easily cleaned using any normal cleaning device, such as a wipe or just a paper towel. You just wipe off the top, and actually, because of it being a wire and the wires being constructed out what they are, the bacteria and such won't stay on it. Any other questions?
All right, one to two questions from our judges. 1 to 2 questions from our judges. Do we have any questions from our judges? Yes, go ahead.
All right, I'm sure we all heard the previous team, I think middle school from Spokane. They had a similar project, and I'm just interested to know why would I choose your product instead of theirs or somebody else's?
So I want to be as respectful as I can to the other team by saying this, but so we believe that our product, while theirs was certainly admirable and had their advantages, it's also slightly clunky and a bit unportable. Our focus on our design is to make it as portable and as easy to use as possible. See, it has a handle, you can store it wherever you want, and you can just dip it in water and it works. It's easy to stick in, easy to clean, easy to take with you. And overall, that's our main focus, just for it to be easy to use so anyone could use it.
How much did it cost you to make this?
Cost, we have a cost analysis here on our poster.
Just find a number is fine.
It's all the way down here, and the total cost comes down to about $30 for everything. Most that's for the Arduino.
And what are your next steps?
Our next steps, to implement the WOW, I believe my partner would like to answer.
Okay, so for improvements on the design, one thing we would add to the eco-friendliness is biodegradability. In addition, we would like to focus more on biological hazards, as this focuses on more material hazards. And for distribution, we could have politicians promote it and just bring greater awareness to it.
Any other questions?
Can we please give it up for
Yes.
I mean, I'm sad that none of you, all of y'all said wow. So,
I said it.
woo!
I said it. Don't act like I did it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Very cool. And up next, we have our Spokane